Hi everybody, it's Joe from Chalily, and I want to thank you for ordering Amaryllis bulbs from us. You've made a wise choice. Our bulbs are huge. They're larger than my fist, so they're going to give us a beautiful bloom in short order. We're going to look forward to having at least one flower spike that has at least four blooms on it. Sometimes you might get more, so consider yourself lucky if that happens. So how do we plant this bulb? One, we want to check to make sure it's nice and firm. Nice and firm, no mushy spots, because that's how the amaryllis is going to tell us it's ready to go. The next thing we're going to do is choose a container. I think a red one is going to be a good choice today because we have a amaryllis that's going to bloom red. This one happens to be called Red Lion. It's our most popular color for sure. All right, I pre-moistened some potting mix. So you want to help yourself out, especially if your container doesn't have a hole. Now this one has a hole, a drain hole, in a built-in saucer. So we've pre-moistened the soil, and I'm just gonna scoop that in there. Our goal is to have enough soil that our bulb is sticking out of the container. So it's a little different than most of the time when we plant. So the bulb itself has a neck and shoulders. We want the neck and the shoulder, the top of the shoulder, sticking out of the container. So I pressed it down. I think that's a little low. So we're going to add a little bit more potting soil. That might be a little too much. So we press it down. When we're choosing a container, we want to have one that's about an inch or so on the outside of from the bulb to the outside of the container. If it's too big, it might stay too wet, and that can create a problem. So the next thing I'm going to do is just finishing off by adding a little more potting soil. Let's do this over our container so we make less of a mess. So it's overfilled. I'm going to poke it down a little bit, smash it down just a little, not a lot. And then I'm going to take off the excess. Once I filled it all the way up, it's time to water this in. So if we pre-moisten the soil, that's going to help us out a great deal. If it's warm enough outside, you can water it outside. If not, then leave it indoors and take it over to the sink, and we're just going to water that soil in to make it nice and moist and get that bulb ready to go. Okay, once the water's drained out and we're ready to move this to a bright sunny window, that's the perfect place. Room temperature is also perfect also. It's going to send up a flower stalk. That flower stalk is going to give rise to some blooms. Sometimes we get 4 blooms on each stalk. Sometimes we get more than one stalk and we'll have 4 blooms on multiple stalks. If that happens, count yourself lucky. In between waterings is key. We want this soil to dry out. If it's too moist, it's going to make that bulb not happy. So we want to water it like a house plant, let it dry out in between waterings, and sit back, enjoy the beautiful blooms of amaryllis. I hope the simplicity of potting up an amaryllis makes you an addict of amaryllis flowers just like me. I thank you for watching. Check us out at chalily.com, Facebook, or Instagram.